Hi and welcome to Academic Talks, the podcast that helps you in your journey, in your academic journey. I'm your host, Putri Isma Amirin binti Tyrus. Today, we will invite esteemed guests, a few esteemed guests that come from a different background. We have a teacher, an international student, and also our peer tutor. Before we get started, let's get them know first. Hello, my name is Amira Naziha and I'm an English teacher and I've been teaching for 9 years already. But I think 9 years is not that long, so I think I can give you my experience a little bit and a little bit of tips. Yeah, 9 years is quite expensive.
Hi there, my name is Nur Ain Pasha, a second year engineering student at International Islamic University Malaysia, IIM.
For you to study in international is quite interesting.
Hi, I'm Aika, a dear tutor that gives guidance and support to my fellow students in English classes.
Thank you very much. As we know, usual language and academic language is completely different because of their terms and their complicated vocabulary. So, I would like to ask Ms. Naziha first, why is English important in our studies? Okay, first of all, you know English is an important language because it is first language in the world. So actually, English is an primary language that most scientific and international documentations, such as research papers and international conference. Other than that, you use English for, of course, for reading textbooks, for following lectures, and also reading manuals. Other than that, what I mean by reading manuals is usually when you bought something from maybe from Japan, it will not put your language in there. So basically, usually it puts English. So of course you need that skills, that English skills to understand that. Okay. Other than that, you need to English is required for you to speaking with people and working with people, writing reports and other things. Because if you work maybe with international company, you need to have great English. You need to have good English to speak with them, to communicate with the other people. I think that's all.
Okay, I just realized that English is really important for like you mentioned just now, conference.
Yeah.
I just realized it, how important. So, Ms. Natasha, you mentioned just now that you are an international at IIM. So, what is the biggest challenge that you've been facing when you're studying there?
The biggest challenge for me has been the essence of international students. Some of them come from west of Earth country like Nigeria and Egypt. So when they are talking, they use their accent, and it is quite hard for me to understand. For me, it takes for a few minutes to understand what they have been talking about. It is a problem when we need to do a group discussion because of the miscommunication.
I see. I can imagine your struggle because in Malaysian people most of the time use British or American accent, isn't it? So maybe you seem to struggle because of their thick accent, wasn't it?
Yes.
Thank you, Ms. Natasha. Mr. Afiq,
Yeah.
as a field tutor yourself, what is a common issue that students have been facing when they learn English?
What I can say is a lot of students have struggled with their understanding in certain class. First thing, do a common vocabulary and a high level of English. They have difficulty to understanding the translating the keyword to question given, which can cause them to misunderstanding the question that they given. So then, besides that, of course, we know our students are from different backgrounds. So of course, some of them from rural places. So the problem is several of them not even fluent in Malay. Let alone speak English.
Yeah, I agree with you because every student comes from a different background. Some of them, like you mentioned, come from a rural, right? They don't even fluent in our mother tongue language, which is Malaysia, isn't it? So it's quite hard for you.
Yeah, it's quite hard for me to teach them. Okay.
We move to the next segment. Ms. Najiha. Strategy is really important to improve English. So maybe you can share some of your tips as a 9 years experienced teacher.
Alright. Of course, I think the first thing you need to do is read widely and actively. What I mean is, when you read actively, of course, you will gain more familiar with the terms or maybe with the English text. And other than that, I think when you're reading, you need to take notes. Okay, when you need to take notes, you need to highlight the key points and you need to make your own notes. For me, I suggest to students or maybe another people who want to learn English, you need to read a lot of textbooks, or maybe you need to come with any research papers for you to make the notes, your own notes, because for everyone, I think not everyone can understand different people notes, because I think my perspective, my opinion is everyone have their own style of notes. So for me, I highlight that every student need to highlight the key points to make sure that they understand what their notes saying.
Yeah. In my opinion also, your advice is really useful because most of the time I really can catch up with my group mates or my classmates or with the way they work on their English vocab. I use your advice before this and I really improve my English. Thank you. Thank you. Ms. Natasha, as you mentioned just now, you are an international student at you are a student at International University. So you have a problem with their accent, isn't it? So how you improve maybe your vocab or other things to make you more fluent in English?
For someone who is not great learner mastering English, take time. In order to increase my vocabulary, I make a list of terms along their meaning for each word. I also practice reading technical documents and summarizing them in my own words to ensure I understand them.
Thank you, Ms. Natasha. You use your own skills to understand more English, isn't it? Like Ms. Najiha used the taking notes, and you put your vocabulary list out, and then you understand the meaning. always see the same words and then you finally understand the words, isn't it? And improve your English skills, isn't it? Thank you, Ms. Natasha. Mr. Afiq. Again, as a peer tutor that been teaching a lot of students before, what is writing tips that important for students, because most of the time you need to write essay in exam, isn't it? So
there are a lot of tips to improve your writing skills. So students tend to struggle with their understanding and using technical terms correctly in their report and presentation. So my tip is they need to truly understand the requirement and the objective of the assignment first. Then you can encourage them to read more technical papers and practice in the terms in your concept. So maybe you can go through our past exam papers so that can you seeing the same vocabulary. So that's how you improve your writing skills.
thank you, such a good advice, but really useful, isn't it?
Yes.
So, as we know, one of the tips is engaging in discussion, a group discussion. So, maybe Ms. Nadia has opinion why it's important to get into the discussion?
Okay, the important thing for discussing in a group is it is not only you're gonna be discussing in a class with your group mate or with your classmates. It will be also outside the class. Maybe it is the same person but with different topics, or maybe you are in certain program, maybe English program, or you join any community with having international students. Yes, you need to engage with them. You need to speak with them. Not only you only gain experience talking with them, but you also gain experience, gain confidence in talking with other people. And it will not only confidence, but usually people who always speak, it will be less awkward for them to speak. So other than that, when you always speak, the ideas always come, what we call it, fastly. Yeah, you can think a lot of things. You can think outside the box. Sorry. So I think that's the important things of discussions. I think that's from me.
Okay, that was a really long comment from you. The discussion is very important. So, Ms. Natasha, like Ms. Nadia mentioned just now, you need to interact with international students, other international students, for you to know more about their accent. So, as a student, how have the discussion have helped you so far?
For me, joining a study group has been helpful for me. It has made it easier to understand the material, and I also can learn from others and need to talk through ideas with my groupmate. And then we need make a discussing question with peers allow me to understand in upcoming materials.
So when you're discussing with your group mate, it helps you improve your English. Yes. Yes. Okay, thank you, Ms. Natasha. Okay, I'll be tutor, Mr. Afiq. Just like I mentioned just now, you've been facing a lot of students. Only you have tutoring them, isn't it? So, of course, some of them must don't have self-confidence or shy when they want to join the group discussion. So, do you have tips for this kind of student to make them more engaging in the discussion group?
Yes, I I do have tip. My tip is easy and simple to follow. So start small. Perhaps by practicing with someone you're comfortable with can help you with your difficulty by preparing some questions and the challenges you face, such as complex English sentence. Besides, the more you practice, the easier it becomes.
Yes. Okay.
So you can set assessment goals to see how much do you improve, and by that time you can motivate yourself.
That's
So
all.
that's it.
That is your opinion. Thank you very much for the tips. Now we move to the last segment. Of course, at the last, we must want to know a resource to come from our guest today, right? So, Miss Najiha, do you have any other resources that are available that can help students improve their English? Okay. I think I want to share with you guys about two websites. First, it was Coursera, and second, it was edX. Okay. This website is more for helping engineering students for engineering academics and subjects. Other than that, if you have any problem with the vocab, of course you need to have engineering dictionaries, right? So of course, if you always if you're reading and you don't know the words, of course you need to take a look at the dictionary, right? So of course it will be really helpful for students. Other than that, there's a writing workshop. There's a few universities that have writing workshops and tutoring centers. I want to suggest two great universities, which is for tutoring centers. Harvard University, they have a great one-to-one consultation about writing. And other than that, for writing workshops, I have I think it is university in California, Berkeley, and it is so great. I think. Okay. I think that's all from me. I hope all the students, all the listeners can get a good tips from me. Thank you for the recommendation of the site. This is the first time I hear about that. Yeah. If you didn't tell it, I also will not know. I would like to share with all. But you mentioned just now consulted in California University. Writing workshops. Writing workshops. Writing workshop. Okay. Yeah. For us to go there, it's quite impossible. Maybe online. Yeah. Online. They only have. They also have online. Oh, I see. Thank you. Yeah. Miss Natasha, you as a student, what is a tool that maybe you find helpful when you improving your English skills?
Usually, I use online forum and study group to discuss engineering problem and solution with my peers. And I also use website like MIT, OpenCourseWare and Khan Academy to provide excellent resources and examples that help me understand complex topics.
That's all? Okay, what you mentioned just now is really useful for students. I hope other students will take what you said just now and improve their English skills. Our last but not least, our Tuto. So, I think you have, of course, you have other suggestions like website for students because you've been teaching a lot of students before, isn't it? So, what is your maybe website you have to share?
I don't have the website, but I don't have an organization. But that I can tell. by joining a professional organization like IEEE or ASME can provide resources for journals, conference, and stay connected in engineering. So these resources can keep you stay informed and stay connected in engineering community.
That's all.
Yeah.
I think it's quite useful for students as you student yourself recommend this what is it? Organization. I hope students out there will take your advice to get into the organization to improve their English. And finally, we come to our end. So as we know, English is a language that you need to learn time by time, so slowly but surely you will get more into the English, more improve your skills, your communicate skills, your writing skills. So I think that's all from us that come from. Thank you everyone that come to our podcast.
Also, thank you.
Welcome. I know out there that have question and want us to discuss it. You can ask the question, and that's all. Thank you very much. Before we get started, let's get them numbers. Okay. Hello.